Blessings and peace, and welcome to the Ice Turner Experience. It's something you can't define, but you can only experience with me. It's just like game or a good conversation. You can't really define it, but you can only experience it with me. And you can't deny it at the same time. It just hits you like a thief in the night. Don't you agree? Well, of course you do. You know, as I've become a little bit more adroit in my psychological framework and spiritual mind, I realized the chronic illness between, man and woman. It's because of, not only just the mask, but people don't explain the mask, because the mask is there to pretend like everything is okay and everyone's okay, So how can you heal if you're pretending like you're not hurt? See, the purpose of, the melanated man and woman coming together is really a hustle and flow type of thing. It's the flow. The healing comes from the flow. Organic honesty, being truest in each other's forms, becoming that equivalent. See, self-mastery is really checking yourself. See, if you're correcting yourself, other people don't have to correct you. And the other thing, you want women to be vulnerable and take off their mask. Well, you have to take off yours. You have to exchange vulnerability for vulnerability. What do you think? Scripture talks about weaving and cleaving, two be forming one statement, becoming the knowing, or the God expression in physical form. So people don't seize the moment because they don't see the moment, because their mind's eye is too blind by the truth, because they deny it, so they never awaken. They're essentially just lost little niggly bears in a dollhouse, confused, trying to get their way out, not break anything in the process, but they do. See, a lot of you guys, and I'm not speaking as though, like most of the people just say, a lot of you guys, but are just as guilty as you guys, right? So if you've been listening to the Ice Turner Experience, you can tell I don't take on either one of these schools of thoughts, because based on, my experience. You have the guy that's, kind of what they would say the captain saving, the rescue. You're going to go out and save a woman, but you don't even know if she's even ready or even worthy. That woman is not chasing after your cloth like Mary Magdalene, to basically heal the issues in her blood. Then that woman is not qualified. She's not open or receptive to you, she could be a certain way, but with you, she knows when to yield. That's what mastery is. Silly. A woman that will check herself for the sanctity and the purity of the interaction. Simplify it. A woman that wants to be with you is going to behave in a way that she wants to be with you. A woman that needs you is going to behave in a way that she needs you. It's just that simple. Because she knows that this is her moment. When she's meet. You know? It's that moment where she's, you know, in the presence of, you know, Christos, the God-man. And she wants to reflect it. Like a moon at midnight. This is simplified. A woman is a reflection of your truth. A woman is a reflection of your spirit and of your energy. See, there's one thing that people could talk about energy, but, you know, their energy doesn't sound like this. Yeah. See, what you want to talk about as far as masculine potency, right? You know, it should be unbridled. You know, it's not a journey. And it's never been a journey. It's an absolute. You know, you're either born a superior man or you're born an inferior man. It's just that simple. The destination already took place when I was shot out of my mother. It was just expressed in circumstances and in the vicissitudes of life. You know. But before that, before I go off track, let me break down the two schools of thoughts. The other school of thought is where the guy thinks he has to keep the foot on a lady's neck, right? Well, he's right if he's dealing with a female, you know. And a female wants to be chased and entertained. A woman wants to be cultured and cultivated while she nourishes your soul, your suke, right? Your psyche, you know. Because as your mind prospers, so does you. Does it make sense? See, the Proverbs 31 woman is really just a reflection of your mind, of your state of mind, your state of consciousness. So, meaning if you have a perverse and pernicious bitch, and that's just a reflection of the pernicious bitch that is inside of you. You know, remember I said the first woman you knock, or the first woman that chooses you as your mind. I mean, the pros have been telling you that. I'm sure you listen to Pimp God. If you listen to me, you listen to Pimp God. And if you listen to Pimp God, you listen to me. You know, we're different, but complementary. You know, if I was a subscriber, you know, I wanted to listen to content, you know, I'd say it'd be pretty much me and him I'd listen to. That's it. I mean, there's other people, but really, you know, for that higher level, 144 frequency, you know, megahertz conversation, yeah, it'd be in that direction. But everyone isn't fit to be, you know, niggas, you know, only niggas, you know. But anyways, with a woman, you know, that's not really even necessary, you know what I mean? Because the building is different, the conversation is different, the math is different. You know, because like I consider myself a once in a generation man. So I have to stumble across my equivalent. Anything less than that is uncivilized. And as I said before, you can't teach men how to be better men. You can only teach other men exactly who the better man is. And hopefully they can level up to that standard, to that principle. I don't care what you think it was. If it was, you might think it's arrogant, but I believe this is telling you the truth as it is. This doesn't have that, modern day, feminized, bitch, ness and rhetoric, And the reason why a lot of you content creators struggle with women is because you fail to ignore what I'm telling you. No one's hating on you. Sometimes you can actually just be a cornball and someone's actually trying to help you out. It's just that simple. But anyways, you don't really have to say much or do much to get a woman to have high interest in you. And you don't have to say or do much for her to maintain that. If you snooze, you lose. And I'm not one to hit the alarm clock on folks. You dig? I'm just your local husky, your father figure online. And I know you're steadily taking digs at me, but just like your father in real life, I'm just gonna ignore you. Not even acknowledge your existence. I'll address you when I feel like it, or when I deem it's necessary, or when it's actually beneficial for me, not for you. This is pimping and hoeing, and I'm going to basically pimp on you hoes for the benefit. But any whore, what is it really all about when people, swallow all these pills, and tell you what this game is? Like that whole, MGTOW, red pill, save yourself, black man, shit is really just a defense mechanism. It's really just pointing the finger at the wrong nature. At the end of the day, you just didn't really get the women that you liked, or if you did get the women that you liked, you didn't get the respect that you felt entitled to have. But then you pass them off in categories and say, well, this is hypergamy, or whatever the fuck is going on in your weird little mind. But what you fail to realize is when you show weakness, when you show forms of jealousy or insecurity, you lost a woman. She's going to have the wandering eye. It has nothing to do with your wallet, dickhead. And what is insecurity? Holding your conversation in deceit, because there's no such thing as honest manipulation. Just like there's no such thing as an alpha journey. Okay? There's only an absolute. You're either a superior man or an inferior man. There's no arc or development. So again, what is good game to you? And what is the art of conversation and verbal mechanics? See, it's something you can't explain, but you can only experience with me. And if you haven't experienced with me, go back and listen to my old material. I'm sure some of you, niggly bears need this, so you're gonna water it down, sell it to your people, and pass it off as it's you when you really are just a reflection of old Daddy Ice. So stop hating. You niggas are nothing without me. Excuse my back.